How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Bodacious Rant. Hope everybody's having great lives so far, every good weekends and all that good stuff. So November has started pretty decent so far. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the last Marvel movie of the year, which, if you don't know what it is The Marvels, starring Brie Larson, Teyonah Parris, Iman Vellani, directed by, I'm probably going to say this wrong,
Nia
Nia
DaCosta?
DaCosta. Nia DaCosta? Okay, Nia DaCosta.
Oh, you're probably right. I don't know.
Naya. I'm sorry. I'm horrible with names like that, but yeah, it just got dropped this last weekend, along with Loki finishing up, and then Netflix dropped the other movie, The Killer, which is who wrote that one again? Is that Finch or
Oh,
so?
it's a David Fincher. Yeah,
David
David Fincher
Fincher.
movie.
Thank you. I think who I was talking about, but David Fincher, he did this movie, and so we'll be talking about those. So feel free to check those out. After this one, whenever you guys get a chance. But this is gonna be a non-spoiler review for the Marvel, since it's in theaters, not streaming or anything. So don't worry about spoilers, but please do not forget to give us a like, ring the bell, and of course subscribe. We do appreciate it and appreciate all of you. So let's get started, shall we? Um, so, like all the other Marvel movies so far, it takes place after Endgame. Captain Marvel's kind of on her own, still kind of cleaning up the galaxy for it was from stuff. And when this one villain played by Zawe Ashton, which, fun fact, if you guys don't know who that is actually Tom Hiddleston's wife, who is Loki in the movie. So it's kind of funny that they're actually two physical characters, where like Paul Bettany and Jennifer Connelly were just both voice acting for a while, but this is definitely like a
That's right.
physical MCU couple. Anyways, um, Zawe Ashton plays the main villain in this movie, where she's trying to save the Kree homeworld of Hala, and in doing so, she creates an entanglement of space and time, not only and then causing chaos for Captain Marvel, Photon, aka Monica Rambeau, who does not have a she doesn't have her nom de guerre yet, so she's just going by Captain Rambeau. And
It's a good word. I like that word.
oh, thank you. I mean, I know there's other words for it. I know that's like code name, all this stuff, but it's one of those things. But I could be using it wrong too. But and also Iman Vellani is Miss Marvel, aka Kamala Khan. And yeah, I mean, I would say this is definitely, it's not as great as Guardians 3. That's still, I think, my favorite movie of the year so far. We still have a few more weeks left till the end of the year before our year end review, so keep an eye out for that next month, guys. And but it's definitely better. I would say this movie is definitely better than Ant-Man 3, The Eternals, Thor Love and Thunder, and yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Those are like the three biggest flops for me in Marvel so far, ever since Thor: The Dark World. So that's kind of a lot to
Mm,
say. At least for me, it is. I had a lot of fun with it. I think the director, she definitely got Brie Larson's Captain. She got Brie Larson, I think, to do a lot better. I think they got more out of her acting this time around. Um, and again, it just, I think it also, before we keep going, Brendan, I'll toss it back to you. I don't want to hear myself talk the whole time. Um, is that I think it also blends the shows a lot better than the other movies have done. And I think it was kind of that problem, like, oh yeah, we have Marvel shows on Disney Plus that are part of the MCU, but they never really got referenced in the movies at all. So I think this one does
hmm
a pretty solid job of doing that. Specifically, Miss Marvel. I know that I think Secret Invasion has something to do with this one, but I never saw Secret Invasion. I still need to get around to that. But also blended WandaVision really well too, I think. So, um, Byrne, what did you think of this movie?
Yeah, I am basically mirror the same sentiments that you just said. Just to touch on that last fact, if you haven't seen Secret Invasion, don't worry about it. They don't reference it in this movie at all, which is kind of funny to think about. Where it's like, okay, like they're referencing the shows now and stuff, and we got that definitely with WandaVision and Monica's character, and yeah, with Miss Marvel and her show. So awesome that they brought those two characters in, and like you said, they did a good job of bringing in their characters from that onto here very seamlessly, in my opinion. But with Secret Invasion, ignored it, and I think that was the best choice because not good. Don't watch it, everybody. You don't have to, so stay away from that. But yeah, this movie was a lot of fun. It knew what it wanted to be, and it was just kind of a fun action movie with the three leads, taking center stage basically, and I think all three of them did a really good job bouncing off of each other and then working with each other really well. Their dynamic was definitely the center point of the movie, and they ran away with it. I think they really elevated the material, which is your kind of your standard, superhero story where you have this kind of generic villain that just wants to destroy certain things. Won't get into like too much details about her motivations, but it's kind of what we've seen before in a lot of your lower to bottom tier Marvel villains, where they kind of have a dimension to them, but it's not really explored in the movie. So, with that, you really have to have good protagonists to sort of elevate that. And Marvel, for the most part, was able to do that in the early phases, and I think they were able to do it here in this movie too. Like I said, those the three leading ladies are fantastic, and if you're gonna go watch this movie, it's definitely gonna be for them.
Yeah, I mean, I again, like I said, Brie Larson definitely came off a little bit more organic this time around. She was a little more fun, also
Hmm.
balanced serious. Where I feel like the last one, again, the first Marvel Captain Marvel, it's not horrible, but not my favorite of the MCU. Where I
Yeah,
just felt like they just couldn't they couldn't tell what direction they wanted to go with Captain. That's all I got to say with her. So Brie Larson's
yeah.
acting didn't her portrayal didn't feel as good. Where this one, like I said, she had more fun. She was a lot more serious. The action was better for sure, and
Hmm.
Teyona Parris, she adds a good amount of both comedy and drama to the character since their Captain Marvel was essentially her aunt in the movie, and but I think the standout for me is Iman Vellani. Seeing her from Miss Marvel is definitely one of the best shows of the MCU. I think if you haven't watched that one, that's a lot of fun. And she portrays that in this one, being the ultimate nerd, kind of stalker in this movie. So this kind of like
Hmm.
pokes fun at that, but at the same time, like it's out of respect and stuff like that. So I think it was really well done with that, bringing in Miss Marvel into it, and it definitely, I definitely can't say anything on it, but the post credit scenes or mid credit scene, and even the very end of it, they definitely are finally. Those are the scenes that I miss from Marvel that we haven't had in a while. Where it's like, oh man, they're setting stuff up really well. Can't wait to see the future ones because I feel like Ant Man and the Wasp. I don't even remember what it was. I think it hinted at Loki or something like that, so I don't remember that one.
I
And
think so.
Guardians, it was just stupid fun, but it worked on its own. Like those were great cutscenes too. Don't get me wrong, but these are definitely ones I got excited, and even people in the theater were freaking out at, and I was like, oh shit, like this is real. Now we're getting somewhere here. I love it. Um, Again, I can't spoil it for you guys, but having said all that, I'm gonna give this movie a 3 out of 5 because it's just good fun. It was a lot of good funny moments in it. Kind of some Disney aspects. Like I feel like one of the more Disney moments of this movie. I I,
Mm,
I think you know which one, Burn. If you don't, I'll talk to
I
you about
do.
it after. Okay, cool, good. I'm glad you caught on to that one. But yeah, it was just fun. It's a good movie, Marvel movie to kind of get back into formula a little bit because for those of you who don't know or haven't really paid attention, Marvel's definitely gonna have to be resetting stuff this next couple years. I mean, we're only getting I think one Marvel movie next year, or at least so far it's Deadpool 3, where everything got pushed to
Yeah.
2025. But they've said themselves we gotta figure out what we're doing wrong. So they're pulling back on a lot of shows. They're pulling back on movies for now. Also because of the strike, the writers and actors strike. So um, we'll have to see. Hopefully, they can get back to it and start giving us good quality movies like they were before. I mean, not to say every one of them was amazing or Oscar winners, but they're definitely a lot better than what we got in the last few years. So yeah, what would you? Where does this stand for you, Burn?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those where I feel the parts are a lot better than the whole. Where the whole movie, like as a whole thing, is just kind of fun and a little bit throwaway and just like an enjoyable good time. But like I said, the three leading ladies are fantastic in their roles. They really do a good job of bouncing off each other. Like you mentioned, Carol actually gets to be a character in this movie, and we get to use Brie Larson and her acting sensibilities here. Teona Paris is, I would say, the heart of the movie. She does a really good job, like you mentioned, balancing a lot of the emotional aspects. And Iman Vellani is the perfect audience insert. All of us that are fans of these things wish we could be in this universe. She's definitely that person for the movie. And does it really well. And Neil DaCosta does a pretty good job directing. I would say a not messy script, but not fully fleshed out script, where it felt like the script and the movie were kind of, it felt like it was in a rush to just get into the next thing instead of like sitting in on the emotions and just letting these characters breathe, which I would have liked to seen. But for what we got, it was a very fun roller coaster ride, as one Martin Scorsese would say it. It's just really good time. Really cool action sequences. I thought Nia DaCosta did a really good job directing those, and letting the three performers really run away with the movie. So yeah, it's a good one. It's a solid one that you're gonna enjoy yourself at the theaters for. Definitely not the train wreck that people were trying to make it out to be. As the release was coming up. So definitely not that. I would say it's just a fun time. So yeah, for me, it's gonna be a 3 out of 5 as well.
Very fair, very fair. But yep, that'll kind of do it for all the Marvel stuff this year. At least, because I don't think there's any other shows coming out. Though I think Echo
No,
comes out on in January, right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we got that coming out. But yeah, like I said, everyone, what did you, for those of you who did catch this movie this last weekend, what did you think of it? Did you see an IMAX, Dolby, regular, whatever? We'd love to hear your thoughts on it and keep that conversation going. But like I said, keep a lookout for Loki season 2, our review, and as well as our upcoming review of The Killer on Netflix, which is David Fincher's latest spy thriller on there. So good stuff. Thanksgiving is also coming out this upcoming week, which is Eli Roth's movie from the trailer from Grindhouse in like 2007. So I'm kind of excited to see it. I hope it's good. Hope it's not just gross, but we'll have to find out. Until next time, everyone, stay bodacious and keep on ranting for the both of us.
Absolutely, everybody. Be good, be safe, and as always, we'll catch y'all on the next one.